Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitabugHandmaids.com, and thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. I am so excited to feature in today's video the new Carols of Christmas bundle. This will be available in my online Stampin' Up! Store beginning August 1st, 2017, and this set, this bundle is actually a pre-release of a bundle featured in our 2017 upcoming holiday catalog, which actually goes live on September 1st, 2017. So for the month of August, you have the opportunity to order this bundle early before the actual catalog goes live. So that's really exciting. And whenever you purchase a bundle, you actually save 10% when you order the stamp set, and in this case, the framelits together. You'll get that 10% discount, which is awesome. So I really love this stamp set. We're actually not using the framelits on today's project, so I'll definitely do some videos in the future showing those framelits in action, but we're spotlighting this stamp set today, and I'm so excited to share it with you. I love the two large fonts that come in this set, and then you've got a lot of smaller great images that you can add to your project as well. And this set is the clear mount red rubber. So that's how that looks. It's the unmounted red rubber that you use with our clear blocks. So I absolutely love the stamp set. So let's go ahead and I'm going to share with you what today's project looks like. So here's today's project. I absolutely love this card. I hope, there you go, you can see all of that embossing and the fun layering featured on this card. So this card was actually designed for my July team make and take. So every month I create a make and take that I share with my team of Quitabug stampers, and I send the kit to them as well, and they're able to create this card. So I demonstrate the card live during our monthly live team meeting, and for the month of July, this was the card that I demoed with my team, and then they received the consumable supplies to also recreate this card themselves. So the make and take actually features some designer paper from the Be Merry Designer Series paper stack. This is available currently in our annual catalog, and I really had not paid attention to this paper because I hadn't really been thinking about Christmas yet until I saw that we could order that Carols of Christmas bundle early. So I knew I was going to need some holiday patterns and things to create some projects. So I really love this paper, very traditional in look and color, really, really nice paper. So if you haven't checked this out, I would definitely take a look at that in my online store. So for this card, I used one of the garden green patterns in that Be Merry Designer Series paper. And then some of my team members also received this more speckled Designer Series paper. And for today's card that I'm going to do in the video, we're going to use this sort of, I think this is called like a houndstooth print in the garden green. So they each got one of the different prints. So each kit was just a little bit different with which pattern they got, but other than that, they all got to create this exact same card. All right, so I'm just going to open this up, take out my materials. So each month, my monthly team make and take, this is something really fun that I love doing with my team. And if you've ever thought about joining Stampin' Up!, this would also be something you would get to do if you were part of my team of Quitabug stampers. And I will have more information about joining my team linked down below the video in the description notes, and also over on today's coordinating blog post, which I've linked just below as well. So let's go ahead and do some stamping. So what I'm going to do is bring in my garden green ink pad, and we're going to go ahead and stamp that nice big sentiment piece on earth. So I'm just going to ink this up. There we go, get that nice and inked. And I'm just going to stamp this in the center. So when I send the make and take, like I said, my team members get the consumable supplies, but they do have to provide any extra embellishments that are not included in the kit, as well as they need to have the stamp set, you know, and the ink pads themselves. Now I'm going to bring in Cherry Cobbler and go ahead and stamp the little, I think it's a poinsettia. I think so. And I'm going to stamp that in the Cherry Cobbler just right down here at the bottom. Perfect. So I'm just going to set that to the side and allow that ink to dry. And I'm going to bring in 3 of the little ornament clusters. Then I've also got 2 Stampin' Write markers. I've got the Cherry Cobbler and the Garden Green. And I'm just going to ink up this stamp. So I'm going to start by inking up these little ornaments here with the cherry cobbler. Just trying to make sure I'm coloring them the same as I did on the other ones. So I'm just inking that up. Cherry cobbler on those two ornaments, and then on this little string here, I'm gonna do cherry cobbler. Then for everything else, I'm going to do the garden green. Okay, so once you've got that done, just add a little breath to re-moisten the ink, and then stamp it down. And there you go. And now you've got a little decoration there on the front of your envelope. Super easy to do. All right, so now we can start assembling this card. So for my card base, I've got a piece of Whisper White Thick. This is cut at 8.5 inches by 5.5, and I have scored it at 4.25 inches. Then I'm going to layer on top this pattern from that Be Merry Designer Series paper. And you could technically use either side, but I wanted to bring in more of that garden green. And this is cut down to 5 inches by 3.75 inches, and I'm just going to layer this on top of the card, offset at a little angle like that. So I'll just bring in my fast fuse to do that. And just layer that on just like that. Then for this piece of Whisper White, this is cut down to 4.75 inches by 3.5 inches. And I've already embossed this piece in the little make and take kit using the Holly embossing folder. So I'm just going ahead and adding fast fuse on all 4 sides of this piece just to keep it from lifting up since it is embossed. And I'm going to layer this on top, going the opposite direction of the designer paper. So right about there looks good. All right, now I can add my big sentiment onto my scalloped circle. So this is a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and I just used the layering circle framelits to die cut that. All right, so I've added some dimensionals onto the back of my circle here, my scallop circle, and I'm just going to add this layer onto the front of my card right about here. And then in the make and take kit, there was just a little 6-inch strand of our new mini sequin trim. This trim is so cute. I love it. It's much easier to work with than our large trim that we had in our previous catalog. It's very lightweight, perfect for cards. I really, really like it. So I'm just gonna double that over and give it a snip. And I'm going to add these 2 little strands here as a little decorative element. And I'm just gonna put them right here off to the side of that sentiment. Tuck it in kind of close. So right about there, and I'm just gonna adhere them down using a glue dot. Okay, so I've just added a glue dot right there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stick that little bit of trim in there. Stick that one in. Okay, there we go, and I just sort of crisscrossed them, overlapped them. Also included in the kit was a little piece here of the double-stitched ribbon in cherry cobbler. I really love this this ribbon, so I'm just going to take it and create a very simple bow. Do that again. Very simple bow. Okay, there we go. I've got my little bow, and I love how it looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that right here across the center of my sequin trim, and I want it to sort of hang over that sentiment as well. So I'm going to add that on with glue dots. Just like that. There we go. And then I'm just going to bring in my scissors and trim up those sequins a little bit. All right, so to finish the card off, I'm going to add one of these small little metallic enamel shapes in silver, just right to the center of my little poinsettia. And the enamel shapes were not included in the make and take, but it was just a little something extra I wanted to add. You could also just take one of the little sequins off of the trim. They just slide right off, and you could adhere it right there in the center of the little poinsettia, and there we go. That finishes up this card, and then we've got our matching envelope. I really love our July team make and take. I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to bring in my previous 2 patterns as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's quick and simple tutorial. And remember, the Carols of Christmas bundle will be available in my online Stampin' Up! Store beginning August 1st, 2017. And I will have a direct link to ordering this bundle just below the video in the description notes. And you can also find the information for this bundle over on today's coordinating blog post, as well as all of the measurements for today's project. So thanks again for joining me today, and I will speak to you again very soon. Bye now.